Stay where you are. We're going to do more line drills. So. Alright, another little detail. When you're playing open guard, especially open guard, don't want to see your knees. So when you're playing guard with your legs, if you're already starting like this, this is bad news. So my knees are like way past my hips. So if he throws my legs now, he's already on top of me. I'm not gonna, there's no space, man. Like it's done. So anytime, like I said, foot pressure, my knees are on the other side of my hips. He's got a long way to go now. I have more space to deal with. So don't get lazy and do this. This is not good. Always push them back. And I want my knees to cover above my hips. Just kind of a little bit, just enough. This is too much. This is too much. Right? So just hovering like this. Just hovering. The only time I extend is if I have a grip. Like, okay, for example, spider guard, I extend, okay. Right? And this one comes in. But I have grips. I'm doing something with it. Right? But if I have nothing, it's just here. I'm not too far because then you just push me straight down, right? And I'm not too far in because you can just lift it straight up. Okay. So start in that distance, basic distance. All right. The next one is going to be the same thing, but I'm going to allow him to actually get on top of me for a second. And you're going to do kind of like it's called a springboard, right? So he comes, I block, he drops down, and then I explode right back. So watch my shoulders, I roll, he throws, I try to block, he rolls, as soon as my shoulder hits the ground, I move right back up. So I use this kind of like springboard, right? Throws, I block, he comes down, springboard. Okay? Try it out. I mean, sometimes they're almost going to get you, but that doesn't mean you can't do something about it. All right? There's still time to do something about it. Really, guys, you really have to lock those arms out. A strong pill, like full distance of your arm. If you just kind of halfway, it's still going to break you down. So you use a lock as much as you can. All right? Use that springboard to lock your arms out. You got to keep that distance longer. Right? So really lock those hands up. And remember, hand on the shoulder. Listen, I want you to work with me just for today. Hand on the bicep, hand on the shoulder. Not on the hip. Just for today. If you like the hip thing, it's not wrong. I said it's not wrong. You can still do it. But for me, please try shoulder and bicep. Okay?
Ready? That's what you think.
That's it. Deal with a couple of side controls here, okay? Like regular side controls. And I'll show you the way I do it, okay? Okay, this is an old school one, but it still works, and you can still pull it off. And even if you don't pull off the sweep, the position is the same as if you're doing kimuras. Alright, if you're doing a kimura sweep or kimura taking for the back when guys are passing their guard, or something trying to pass your guard, and if I can walk I can do a lot of things. Okay? So what I'm going to do instead, same idea. I block the hand and I block the shoulder. Right? And one thing about escaping side control, you have to have a little bit of stubbornness. As a competitor, if you are a competitor, you have to be stubborn. So what that means is you really need to work on this idea of always trying to keep your shoulder up as much as possible, no matter how much they try to push into you. And that's sometimes not just also physical, but it's a mental thing. I refuse to go down. What I mean is this: when he gets past my legs, And no matter what, I turn. I refuse to get him to push me back on the floor. I will not allow it. I will keep moving and keep arguing with him. And that comes from being stubborn, of tucking the shoulder up all the time. So if you can't flatten me, I'm okay. It's only when you're flat that you're in a lot of trouble. When your shoulders on the ground, flat, hips on the ground, that's when you're like, oh, now I have to be patient. I can't do anything but wait. Because if you have some big giant dude on top of you, you're not getting them off. You're not. That's just a fact. I'm not gonna, beat around the bush with that. If they're big and they're on top of you and you're flat, you're not getting out. You have to wait. You have to wait for them to attack you, and then there might be an opening for you to take advantage of. Okay, I will not force a big dude off of me if he doesn't want to get off. If he's just focused on hanging on to me. But if he's just focused on hanging on to me, I don't care. Like, you're not hurting me. You're not tapping me. You're just holding me down. Right? So I'm fine. I can breathe. I'm okay. You're not hurting me. So what? You're holding me down. Big deal. Right? But if he tries to attack, he has to open up. He has to do something. He has to change his body in order to chase certain things. And you have to take advantage of all those opportunities to create more space to get out and regard or whatever. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing. He goes to pass. I go to block his hand and then block his shoulder. Right? But I feel like I'm being broken down a little bit. So I'm like, oh, he's breaking me down. So I'm going to slide my hand down to the wrist and I skip my body out and I grab his belt instead. Right? So now I'm in this position here and I try to grab the sleeve at the end and his belt. And we have the old school, like, start to shrink, you push it to me and start to shrink it. And you sweep over. This is like old school judo, but it works. Right? As long as you put it in context. Alright? He goes to pass. Alright? I block and I grab low. Right? And I go, as he goes to push it to me, I'm like, oh, okay, grab the belt. But I'm controlling this thing. I can almost like regard if I have to. It gives me enough space. I'm already looking for basic more and stuff. Let's say he's really tough and he's pushing me, and then I change directions. Now when he gets to here, there's a couple of things. If he tries to explode to turn away from me, right, I just follow him up, keep control, and I start to go for your basic keyword plan. Okay? But if I sweep him, okay, and you notice how he's not rolling over my head, which is a common mistake, guys, dump him out on your own head.
Can I make a hot tub?
Okay? You argue, and you're gonna turn him in a certain angle that it clears your head, not smashing your head. If I'm here and he tries to turn towards me, he can't because I just keep that arm stretched. Same idea. I come on top into a north south position. Okay. Goes there. I go to block, but he's breaking me down. I slide down to the hand and I turn on my side and I clear, grab his belt, and I argue with him. Again, he goes to turn away. Pull on him. Up you go, right into the kimura. If he tries to turn towards me, I punch his hand. So he can only go so far.
It's made of stone.
Right? So with a partner, find a space anywhere now. And work this way. Argue first with them and then change directions. Don't try to change direction at the right time, you won't be able to do it. So slide down. Go over, grab the belt, just keep arguing with him and then change direction. Boom. If he's not paying attention, he lands right on his head. Follow up with whatever you want. Push him up, push him up, push him up. Save your arm first, and then you turn. Anything you want. Watch, time. Lock this arm out first, so I keep running these two, so you're locking it in place. Okay? And then when you're ready is when you tunnel him. Okay? So lock them out first. Yeah, like shrimping position, and you see it. There it is, right? And this is where I am, hanging onto the belt, hanging onto the sleeve. I keep moving away, and I keep blocking my arms out. But when I feel like, okay, he's pushing really hard. Now, okay, you want to go that way, if you're bad enough, no problem. There you go. It can happen. Okay, you gotta create. It's the whole action reaction. Create a little bit of resistance. Just one. Because you're gonna make this.